So everything we're going to say in this video should all work in other mod packs or whatnot. Just be sure to check your recipes. First up, we need to make a train casing. You could use any log, right click it with an axe, and then right click it with a lead ingot. So right click, train casing. We'll need to make some train controls to be able to move the train. To make that, we need a lever, train casing, and a battery. Now there are other recipes like getting the rivet gadget or the precision mechanism, but I'm just showing you with the battery. To get the battery, we need to make a charging rod. And how you make that is 3 zinc blocks, 2 zinc ingots, 2 iridium coins, 1 lightning rod, and a blaze lantern. How it works is you just place it out in the open, and then eventually whenever there's a thunderstorm, lightning will strike this and eventually you'll get a battery. For the blaze lantern, you just need 5 blaze powders and 4 blaze rods. Next, we're going to be making the train station. What this thing does is it lets us make a train, edit the train, as well as a location for the train to be able to travel to. To make it, we just need train casing and a compass. Next, we need a super glue for everything to stick to the train. So 2 slime balls, iron sheet, and an iron nugget. To make the iron sheet, you need a mechanical press with a hand crank. How it works is you would just throw it underneath and then just turn it, and you get an iron sheet. Now, anytime you need a sheet of any sort, whether it be iron, gold, bronze, brass, whatever it is, this is the machine you do it. So going forward, just remember that. How you make the mechanical press is you need a shaft, andesite casing, and a block of lead. How you get the andesite casing is the same thing. You need a log, you need an axe to strip the log, and then you need an andesite alloy to just become it. So strip it, andesite alloy, andesite casing. For the hand crank, you just need 3 planks and the andesite alloy. To make the andesite alloy, you need 2 iron coins and 2 andesite. If you can't find andesite, you can use diorite and cobblestone together and you get 2 andesite. And then for the shaft, 2 andesite alloys gives you 8 shafts. Now for the tracks, this is what's used to actually have the train ride on. And in Sunlit Valley, all you need is 6 fire logs and either iron or zinc ingots, and it makes 32 rails. How you make the fire logs is just 6 of any type of log. Next is the train signal. What this thing does is if you have multiple, trains running, they won't crash into each other automatically. But you just need 8 train casings and a battery in the middle, and it makes 32 of them. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can make these Nixie tubes, which are 2 electron tubes, and it makes 4 of them. You can put them on top of train signals, basically letting the trains know they have to stop so they don't crash. Before the rails, we have 3 types. First, we have the normal one, which is what you make to make 32 of. And you can take the normal and it will make 2 narrow. Or you can take 2 normals and make 1 wide. And these are the difference: narrow, normal, wide. The max turn is 90 degrees that you can do with a rail. And this is the difference, right? Narrow can be very tight. Normal is, normal. And then wide is that. That is the tightest you can go. So narrow would be nicer, inner city, that kind of thing. And if you want to like make it look nice, going from like city to city, wide would be a good bet, or normal. And the rails do cross. You can have them cross like so. You could have them merge on and merge off. They can go above blocks and below blocks. You can have a cross section like this. You can even make a roundabout. And then this right here is just using the signals for the train so they can go on their merry way and not crash. What happens is you got this train, he's going to be running over here, and then that train is running over there, and he stops to let this guy go by. And then after he clears it, then he can start going. But that is the beauty of the train signal in action. Obviously, you can make it a little bit more complicated. Like for instance, the easiest way is at every intersection, just place down some signals so trains will know, when to stop, when to go, that kind of thing. But how you make a train is like this. You get out your train station and you can choose, you can either go forward or you can get it go backwards. We'll just do forward, and then you can extend this out 16 blocks, but we can just do it right next to it, and then that's done. Next, you need to right click it, and then just click create new train, and you'll have a blue box there. You want to grab your train casing, right click it, and you have yourself a bogey. And you can see, the different sizes for the narrow, normal, and wide. You can also right click this green and it changes what it looks like, you know. You can also take the wrench and right click the top and then you get another different thing. No sizes for that. You can make it invisible and back to there. For the normal, you get invisible, standard. I guess that's all. And then for the wide, invisible, comically large, and yeah, wide. So that is that you can make them different looks. Personally, like if you're gonna go all the way, you can make it just look invisible and make your own train. All right, well, this is probably the part where most of you guys are here for. To make a train, it's actually pretty easy. You just need any kind of block and train controls. Make sure you just right click, don't if you do it that way, it's flipped the wrong way. So just right click. And I like to do two just in case, because that way you can go backwards also. And then a seat to be a part of the machine so you don't get fall off. But then just grab your glue and glue it all together. And if you don't like to glue it that way, someone did mention you can just have it on your offhand by pressing F and it will be glued automatically. Just be sure if you do break it, you do break the glue out here because it will grab whatever to be part of the contraption. But once you build your little train, you know, make it look as nice as you want, you just come over here and press assemble train. Then you can name the train whatever you want. And then it'll appear on the map. Then all you have to do is just go inside and then right click and you are now controlling the train. If you, for instance, want to make an edit on your train, you can see right there, hold space to approach. So you want to go all the way back and then hold spacebar and it brings you to it. Now the reason why is you want to edit it, you just press disassemble. I want to be like, I want to actually have that dirt block there and there, right? Now I can press assemble, right? And that is now part of my system. But if I try to do it right here, right, all I could do is create a new train. It has to be on top of that, like the flag needs to go up, which again, much easier to just go back and then wherever it says it, just hold spacebar. Now, if you have split offs like this, what you can do is if you hold W the whole way, you're obviously going to go straight. If you move towards it, but then hold, right, you're going to go to the right side. And vice versa, you can go to the left side also just by holding the A button or left. And if you do want to add more carriages to your train, come over here, press disassemble train, and then just use your train casing to make another one. Now each one I think requires at least one block, and when you press assemble, it works. And you can always come back to that thing and it'll let you know, for instance, I don't do anything there. It'll tell me it fails, right? No structure attached to bogey 3. So it lets you know which bogey needs to have something on it, right? It works. If I got rid of the train controller, right? It tells me to attach at least one facing forward control block. And if you're missing glue, because sometimes, for instance, if you see here, right, that side's glued, this side's not. If I add a train controller there, right, not going to work. If I add it there, but I remove the glue, right, still won't work. I have to glue this to the contraption. And now it works. And what is it? Again, you can add as many as you want, I believe. Like you can just go down the line and more and more and more. Just remember to add at least one block to the sticky so it will be part of the system. And then I press assemble and you get your whole icons right here. You can also use your scroll wheel to change the icon. And then once you come up here, I recommend making a seat, which if you don't know, one wool, one slab. So let's just disassemble it once again, throw that on there, and then assemble it. That way we can be a part of it. And then if you press F5, you get a much bigger view in comparison to um, if you weren't. And then obviously you move forward, they all move together, but you can see I didn't attach the back forward or the back facing controls, so they're just floating in air. So another cool thing is you can actually make your train to go into the nether. All you have to do is make your tracks go into the portal, and you can see it kind of glows there with more particle effects. Just go through, and then you could see your train popped out. Oh, it's too sharp of a turn. Just crouch and right click to clear that. And then you can just build it out in the nether, go back, hop onto it, and then go through. And it just teleports you out like so. And then you can just hook it up to a previous one, and it'll just drive you out. And then if you want to make this a whole automated system, you need to make a train schedule. You can make that with one battery, one lead ingot, and a paper, and it makes one. Or you can use a sturdy sheet and paper, and it makes four. Now then, if you're going to want to make the sturdy sheet, you're going to need to make quite a few things. First off, we need to make a tapper, which is one block of copper, two fire logs, a wooden bucket, and an earth crystal. You could find earth crystals in caves, kind of looks like that. You'll want an acacia log, and every day you'll get 4 sap. Looks like this. And if you smelt it, it becomes rubber. If you put the tap on an oak log or a dark oak log, every 2 days you'll get 1 oak resin. We need to make a fluid tank. With that, you need copper sheets, 4 of them with that mechanical press, and a copper casing. Now how you get the copper casing is you need a log, you need oak resin, and then you need copper ingot. So you grab oak resin, log becomes a treated log. You grab the copper ingot, it becomes copper casing. We'll need a spout, so that is 1 copper casing and 1 rubber. We'll need a fluid pipe, we'll need 4 copper sheets, 4 copper ingots, and 1 oak resin. And we'll need a mechanical pump, 1 cogwheel, 1 fluid pipe. To make a cogwheel, you just need a shaft and an oak plank. And lastly, we need a depot. 1 andesite casing and 1 andesite alloy. And then you'll get a setup that looks kind of like this. To make this, all you just need to do, depot on the bottom, your spout, shift click, so it appears up there. And then you want to just put your pump up top. Then you want to put your fluid tank up top. You want to just right click some lava inside, put a small cog on the side, put your hand crank underneath, and then you could just put your mechanical press to the side and then just hand crank on that. And that is the setup you need. Next, just grab your lead ingot, and then we're going to come to the press. We're going to squish it down, take that, then we're going to just right click it. It should automatically deposit once we have some lava already generated. And then we're just going to right click, and then we're going to throw under the press 2 times. And that is how we get a sturdy sheet. So for the rails, what you can do is just click on another rail, and you can see this green. This is basically showing you where you're allowed to kind of go. Right? And then you can see that hold control for maximum whatever. Let's see if I can show that. You can see holding control, and it's maximizing the turn. Put that down. And then we'll just kind of like make it as if, you're making a town, like going all the way to somewhere, going out of somewhere. This is not going to be look pretty whatsoever, so don't expect it looking nice. All right, well, this is our loop right here. Does not look pretty whatsoever, but now that we have the schedule, we need to put a driver on this. And you can use most things. You can use my favorite, the chicken. So you just grab him and then shift click him on the seat, but you have to make sure that the train is disassembled first. Chicken, and then you assemble it. And now, before you go too far into it, you would just obviously have it going through your areas. Like, for instance, mine. I'll just show it to you as a test. This is my chicken train, and it goes to this little automatic cobblestone farm, which then you place down a train station. I named it Cobblestone Farm. Gotta go all over here. I have a little lava farm that pumps it out. And right here's where the train stops. It's called Lava Farm. And so what we would do if it was already a completed system, right? And you can change it to like different things. You can have it travel to a station, update schedule title, limit max speed, schedule, whatever, whatever, whatever. As well as stuff, as well as there's wait conditions. You can have it wait on all these things, but honestly, I just prefer time. Time is the easiest. You can set it in ticks, seconds, and minutes. But to make this easier, let's just remove it all real quick. And as a blank, we're going to do travel to a station. And we want the start because that's what we named it. And we'll want to wait here for 15 seconds only because I do have it depositing some stuff. For the second station, we just click and we'll want to go to the cobblestone farm because that's next on the list. And same thing, we want to wait there for 15 seconds so it has enough time to like deposit whatever it has. And then we add the lava station. And then same thing, 15 seconds. And you are just using your scroll wheel up and down. And then that's it. And then it is looped forever, right? It starts it over when it's completed. And then you press check mark. And then all you have to do is it off currently? Yeah. Assemble a train. Make sure you do that. But then we just right click and it gets a little hat. And then if we wait here for a bit, it'll be like 15 seconds. Off we go. We're stopping over here. And then you can see we hook up and all the cobblestone that the farm just generated is coming in. And then after the 15 seconds, we disconnect. And then we're heading over to the lava station. And then same thing. It stops at the lava station itself. And then it hooks up and then you can see it is adding lava into the train. And then once we're done here, we go back home and then it's just looped like this over and over and over. And then you can see right over here at home base, we stop and then it deposits all the stuff that it got. You can see it moving down on the top. And then goes into the tanks, it goes into the chests, right? 21,000 cobblestone. And then it goes off once again. But if that wasn't enough explanation, again, this is all you do. Mark it on the track, place it down, name it, stop 1. Wherever your building is, right? Say over here you have your next building. You place the station down, stop 2. And you just do this however many times you need. Say over here is stop 3. And then we just grab that train station once again. We're going to clear this one out. And then we'll go back to the front. And we'll name this Start Station. You do want to know what your home base is. And so you do that. Travel to station, start station. We can have it wait 5 seconds. We could wait 3 seconds. We want to add next the stop station. We want to be there for, 2 seconds. We want to go to then the stop to station. We'll stay there for 5 seconds. And then we can go to then the stop 3 station and we'll stay there for, you know, 8 seconds. And then we do the loop, make sure that's on, check mark it, put it on his hat, and then in a few seconds here, off we go. We're at this station, gonna wait for a bit, and then off to the next. And the way you do automatically deposit and stuff, it's best to just have the station placed down and then wherever your chests are on your train, right? That's when you make the depots. And then once again, stops. And then after those 8 seconds, we're going to go back to our first one. Oh, we fell off. Oh yeah, stops at the first one. And then again, you can then just right click it, get rid of his train station if you need it for, whatever changes. And then you could just right click it back and he'll be following it. And off he goes. Gonna run this loop forever and ever until we tell him to stop. Well, guys, that's about the end, and I learned quite a bit making this video, and I do plan on like making a farm with this actually. So like, for instance, certain biomes have certain things. I plan on having like a train going all the way to like the winter biome, collecting the crops there, and go all the way to like a summer biome, collect the crops there, and then bring it all back home to me. But that's going to be a pretty tall task for the moment. That is an idea to do. But if you guys enjoyed the video, that is the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I've missed probably quite a bit, but it does give you the basics of everything you need to be able to make the train system, how to travel with it and whatnot. If you need a more in-depth guide, I could make one again in the future, going more into the depth of, like, for instance, gathering the supplies or whatnot. But that'll free for another day. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next one.